Hey everybody, welcome to the Matt Report brought to you by Cobus Insurance Center, your Grange independent agent. Another week, and we finally actually have some wrestling to talk about this week. So kudos to everybody for getting that done. Wearing your mask, socially distancing, doing what you got to do to keep these sports going. So I appreciate it as a sports writer. I have something to write about and talk about now. I'm sure the wrestlers, the coaches appreciate it. So let's keep this thing rolling. We're going to start as we do with our top three performers for this week. And we're going to start with Enrique Munguia, Elyria Sr. He went 5-0 at the Frickers Duels and Archbold this week, including a pin of Edison Shadrick Sloan, who's the projected state runner-up in Division III. So a really nice quality win there right out the bat for Enrique Munguia. Obviously, no surprise. He's been getting it done. He's a state runner-up himself. He is a sophomore. Uh, Probably expected to do a lot of big things last year before the coronavirus pandemic shut down the state tournament, but really a good start for him. Caden King, Firelands freshman, went 4-0 at the Canfield Holiday Duels, including major decision victories over Kenston's Mason Benz, who's ranked number 17 in Division I, and Poland Seminary's Jacob Cottle, who's ranked number 10 in Division II. So obviously a varsity debut, couldn't go any better, went unbeaten. A couple dominating wins over state-ranked guys. So kudos to Firelands freshman Caden King. And we're going to keep that freshman theme going. Elyria freshman Connor Holm came in and went 4-1 at those Frickers Duels. 3-2 win over Oak Harbor's Tyler Davis, who's ranked top 10 in Division II, number 9 in the state. So again, as most people know, when they see me talk about freshmen, I'm always impressed when a freshman does well. But when they come out and they debut their first varsity matchups and they beat high-level kids, that's really impressive. So top three performances this week are Elyria Senior Enrique Munguia, Firelands freshman Caden King, and Elyria freshman Connor Holm. Okay, let's move on to the My Favorite Moves segment. This is brought to you by Century 21 Deanna Realty. They put your family first. Again, a very favorite of mine, a favorite of the viewers. And this week, we're going right back to North Ridgeville. Tyler Fair of North Ridgeville is going to show us his high crotch attack. It's high crotch lift. It's basically a move used to set up a takedown after a wrestler shoots on another wrestler. So here's Tyler Fair from North Ridgeville showing you his high C.
I'm Tyler Fair. I'm the 160-pounder here at North Ridgeville, and today I'm going to show you how I like to hit my high C. So I like to start my high C off with underhook on the side I'm going to shoot, and I like to get head position here, and I want to circle away and get him to step this foot towards me. So once he steps, I'm going to throw it by, come up, turn the corner. And that's how I like to hit my high crotch.
So there you go. Another kudos to the North Ridgeville program. Joel Melvin over there getting me a couple guys right out the gate for this segment. And kudos to Tyler Fair for showing us one of the moves that a lot of guys like to use to be able to get their opponents down, score some points. So again, that was my favorite move, brought to you by Century 21 Deanna Realty. They put your family first. So here we'll just talk about, close up with some of the opening weekend or the opening week stuff. And I keep saying opening week. Obviously, Vermilion has been wrestling the whole season. This is their third week of action. Everybody else in the county has been shut down. But Vermilion has been, they started with an opening season tournament. It was very successful. They went out to Clear Fork last weekend and did really well, finished fourth out of like 13 teams there. And then they hosted their annual duels, the defense duels, as they call it now. This weekend had several local teams there. So really good to see a lot of Lorain County teams on the mat wrestling against each other. At this event, the Vermilion Defense Duels, Midview was the top local team going 5-2. Vermilion went 3-5. And Columbia and Clearview both went 2-5, and Wellington went 0-7 at the event. Some of the other teams that were there are Lakota 7-1. Tiffin Columbian went undefeated at 7-0. Cuyahoga Heights went 5-3, and Madison Comprehensive went 2-5. Normally, the way this event's run is there's 10 teams, and everybody faces each other in 9 rounds over 2 days. They obviously only had 9 teams there, and they had some buys and things each round. And some teams only were able to manage 7 dual meets, some were 8. So that's kind of how the records got kind of flipped around. The host Sailors obviously had a good event there. They went 33-30, real tight win against Clearview in their opener. They lost 33-30, a tight matchup against Clearview in their opener. The Clippers with the big win there. They won 36-23, another pretty tightly contested matchup against Wellington. Then they lost 45-30 against Cuyahoga Heights. won 48-36 against Columbia. They won 36-32 against Madison Comprehensive. They lost 48-27 against Lakota, lost 69-6 against Tiffin Columbian, and then lost 47-27 against Midview. So, it's always a fun matchup. Unfortunately, again, a lot of fans weren't allowed to go there. I think they had it shut down. So fan attendance was non-existent pretty much. But good startup as far as that goes, is getting a lot of teams out there and getting some matches. I mean, 7-8 matches is a pretty good start for them. The other big events from this week, Lyria was at the Frickers Duels. Not quite the Beast of the East tournament. They've been out in Delaware last weekend for the Beast of the East, which is a nationally ranked, high level tournament. But Frickers Duels still pretty good for Lyria for kind of still pull that out and be able to join that event. They had a tight 40-39 win against Edison, who's the number 2 ranked team in Division III in that matchup. They also had a loss to St. Paris Graham, 51-19. They lost to St. Paris Graham. St. Paris Graham's ranked number 1 in Division II in the state, and they're number 11 in the country out of all teams. So that was a pretty good event for them to get into and do some things as well. Firelands was out at the Canfield Holiday Duels. Had several guys do pretty well there, including Ruben Pina Lorenzana, went undefeated at 106 pounds. And then Avon was at the Olentangy Berlin Duels, and they had some good matchups. Went 2-1. Their only loss being to Division III powerhouse Delta, but big wins over Olentangy, Liberty, and Pickerington North. So great to see teams out there getting some action going, getting some guys going. So we're going to keep going. Make sure you check out the Chronicle. We'll be starting to list wrestler records. We'll try to get some stories done, try to get the results in. That's going to go. Make sure you listen to the weekly radio show every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. and check back here for the Matt Report. We're going to keep it going and get it going as far as that goes again. So again, this is the Matt Report brought to you by Cobus Insurance Center, your Grange independent agent, and we'll be back next week with some more action.